Hello guys, I'm Clement of Joe. Welcome back to a new Minecraft YouTube live stream on the Clement of YouTube channel. Welcome to the stream. I'm just going to quickly take this stream a minute, stick it in the Discord server, because we have a Discord server for this YouTube channel. Just going to stick it somewhere. I'm going to stick it in... I'm going to stick it in the general chat. There we go. Hello Glowbeans, welcome to the stream. I'm really good, how are you? Right, so what are we going to do? Well, there's something very, very special that I want to do today because of what the day is. Hello Yuki, welcome to the stream. Hello Giannis Matascu, welcome to the stream. Good morning, well, good afternoon for me because it's 1 PM. For me it's 1 PM, so good afternoon. I'm going to want a flower. Don't have one. Okay, I know where to get one though. I know where to get one. It's 2 PM. Yes, because Europe is an hour ahead than the UK. You know a word that starts with... Yeah. A bit early, England. Well, it's not early for me. You should just wake up earlier. I'm joking. Americans need to spend less time in bed. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. I could actually, this stream's starting at 1 PM, so this stream I could have started the stream at 9 o'clock. No, you set it for 8:30. That's because you're across the Atlantic Ocean. Maybe America should paddle a bit closer. I'm joking. They do call it the pond. Across the pond. It's not a pond. It's a river. Thank Christ. There's a British comedian that said that. They call it the pond. We call it the sea. There's a brilliant comedian. How is my family? Good. I think. Well, good. So. Yeah, it might be 8:30 for you. It's not for me. It's 8 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. I'm literally... Well, I've got to be honest, I didn't get up till 12. Well, no, I did. I woke up, guys. I fell asleep a couple of times. There we go. So, I need a poppy. It's 107 years since the end of the First World War, and I built a monument to celebrate it 100 years ago. You should react to fan videos. That's something that I'm considering, but I'm a bit worried about that because I literally uploaded a film review a few days ago and YouTube blocked it for copyrights. Poppy, yeah. It's 107 years since. It's 107 years since the end of the Second World War today. Make sure to give credit. No, it's not that. It was a film review, so it's not the credit. It's not credit because you give them credit. You give them credit. The credit wasn't what took it down. Hello, Dia Hannah Delice Dion. Welcome to the stream. So, we just need to eat some food, guys. We need to go to over there by the police station because where we're going, the police station is opposite. So I think you can see it from here. So we need to go to there, but we're gonna have to walk around because it's Yeah, what happened, Red Hot Toucan? I did a film review, and YouTube doesn't like it if you use too much of the film. But if you're trying to do a film review, it's quite hard to break down the meaning of the scene if you can only use 2 seconds of footage. So that was what my mistake was. My mistake was I used too much footage. But my counter claim to YouTube was, how are you supposed to break down the meaning of a scene if you can only show 3 seconds? If I wanted to show you guys the symbolization of Gordon Dietrich's death in V for Vendetta, I should be able to use the full scene. That's basically, and explain why his TV comedy ends up with his death. Right, we need to take turning here. Hero Park, guys. Hero Park. Lest we forget, World War One, 1914 to 1918, dedicated to those who gave their lives for our freedom. I built this on November 11th, 2018, 100 years since the war ended. Right there. Sorry, I did my 1 minute of silence. I thought you doing it's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Globians. Yeah, I wasn't aware it's your birthday. I remember you saying it was your birthday was coming up, but you never actually mentioned what day it was. But yeah, I was intending to do this, to put a poppy down, because, you know, because 100 years, it's 107 years, you know. People are, everyone has to say thank you, veterans. It's the same as everyone has to say thank you, veterans, to the Second World War. You know, World War One was one of the most destructive wars in history. Literally, the amount of things that come out of World War Two, like, nobody really heard of PTSD and things like that. World War One was a very bad war to be part of. It basically, all the great old empires that you've heard of, went into the First World War thinking it would be over by Christmas. And 4 years later, they had gone through hell. But yeah, happy birthday, Globians. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Globians. Happy birthday to you. There we go. Hold on a minute. I know what we're going to do. What do we need? I'm happy I'm born on November 11th. Cool. Happy birthday. I have everything I need to make a cake. Bar eggs. Well, we're gonna go to the eggs. Hello. You should react on stream. There's a thing with that though. Reacting on stream's one thing. Like, I wouldn't do reactions on stream. I do have a channel with a friend of mine that I did do reactions on, but we didn't do a lot of reactions. But we only did 2. Me and a friend of mine did have a reaction channel. Well, I have a reaction channel which I made him co-owner of, but we didn't do a lot of reactions on it. Because you give tips. Yeah. I could do that in the future. I've got an old channel. I've got an old channel that I could potentially do something like that on. Can you do another game but speed run it? I don't really have games that you can speed run. I don't really have apart from Minecraft. I have no other games that you can speed run. I have all the Lego games, but we do those on Thursdays for Throwback Thursday, because we do Clamor Joe's Throwback Thursday. Why am I coming in here for? Oh, I thought I was going to the egg place, which I went to the wrong place. The eggs are here. How many eggs do you need on a cake? 2, isn't it? We'll have to take 5. Oh, well, actually, going into here might have been a good option, because I think we've got... What's my goal in this war today? Because it's Glowbeans' birthday, I've just made a cake. Blow the candle out. You'll have to comment when you've blown the candle out. Yeah, happy birthday, Glowbeans. Oh, I didn't expect you to comment that. I didn't expect you to comment that, Glowbeans. Jeez. Oh. Actually, I'm gonna leave that torch here. Oh shit! I just smacked my kneecap. Actually, let's just go to sleep in here a minute. Please speedrun Minecraft. I don't like speedruns. I see them as... I don't like speedruns. Speedrunning Minecraft I find boring. Because I like and Seb. But I don't like speedruns. That's not my style of Minecraft. You should get power washing sim. I've never heard of it. Why not just do that in real life? There's a pressure washer outside. There is generally a pressure washer outside. Maybe I should just pressure wash something. Do you know what makes me laugh, guys? You pressure wash and talk. Well, yeah. What was I gonna say, guys? I was gonna say something. Yeah, those pressure washers. So much stupid about those. I've seen people use them on other people. That is brain dead, because a pressure you shouldn't use a pressure washer on another person, because that would be that really pressure wash. The power of pressure washers. I saw clips of people using pressure washers on people. Like, you shouldn't use them on people, because the power of the pressure washer can blind somebody. It breaks wood and stone. Well, not in real life. That would be a bit stupid if it did it in real life. The pressure washer's point is to clean stuff, not break stone. Imagine hiring someone with a pressure washer to clean your pavement, to clean your bloody patio slabs, and every time they pressure wash it, the patio slab breaks. That would be pretty funny. Wow. Depends what type of pressure washer it is, but most pressure washers wouldn't do that. She didn't hit the respawn button. Fucking hell! This is like on this reaction channel I created with my friend. Like, we had to watch really offensive memes, and it was one of those try not to laugh ones, and those try not to laugh guys, I cannot try not to laugh. Those try not to laugh shit, I cannot try not to laugh, because try not to laugh videos I can't do, guys. I can't react to them because I can't stop laughing. Just go to Red Hot 2 and give me tips. On what? On what? Your video? How to get better at YouTube? Well, fine. Fine, I can do that. I can do that. That's something I can do. Is that an actual pressure washing video? No, it's... As some advice though, Red Hot 2, Ken. You might want to focus on one game at the start. You can never say you can't, but laughing is good. Yeah, I can't do those try not to laugh videos, but because I just can't stop laughing. Like, I find so much shit funny. So whenever every time I try to do one of those just by myself, I've just stopped. It might be worth, Red Hot 2, can you trying reading the algorithm? Yeah, the algorithm is... Reading the algorithm is a good thing, but one thing it might be worth just doing one game at the start. So take it from me. Take this from me. When I started out my channel, I did multiple games, and it ended up the one game that I focused on most was getting stuff, and all the others were getting nothing. So some advice I would give is focus on one game first. Focus on one game first, because if you focus on one game first, you build up an audience, and the more your audience builds up, they become less fans of that content and more fans of you as a person. And because they've now become fans of you as a person, they tend to watch whatever you upload instead of just one specific thing. But when you're just starting out, they will only watch the content that they're looking for, not the content that you are trying to upload, not all the content you're uploading. So it's something... I was going for interesting niche games, but you don't want to go too niche. Well, not really too niche. You want to start out... if you want to start in a niche content, you want to start out slow rather than upload far too much and then go from there. That's something I have seen people do quite a few times recently. I make jokes that are just crazy. I mean, so do I. So do I make jokes that are crazy sometimes. I made one a couple of weeks ago, which was quite... I made a meme. I made an offensive meme a couple of weeks ago, just because I was bored. And I sent it to a friend of mine, and then he made an even more offensive one from it. Does Me and Decepted have a thing called offensive meme-offs? Me and Decepted have a thing called offensive meme-offs. Well, that's what I call it. Where basically you have the same footage and you've got to you have the same clip, and you've got to try and make the most offensive meme out of it you can possibly can. And it's just it's a bit stupid. Like, not everyone would do that, but it was just a joke between us who could make the most offensive meme. And What type of music would you use, Red Hot Toucan? What type of music would you use? Because I had a guy in my stream yesterday. He keeps getting his YouTube videos blocked by YouTube and took down because he can't grasp that music that he's using non-copyrighted music. So as some advice, use non-copyright music, because this guy that was on my stream yesterday, he totally is unaware that all the music that he's using is copyrighted. So that's something to look out for. Oh, the YouTube audio library. Yes, perfect. That's what you need to do. That's something you need to do. Because don't go onto YouTube and get non-copyrighted music off YouTube by searching non-copyrighted music. Some of the music that pops up in non-copyrighted music isn't actually non-copyrighted music. Because some of the music that pops up in non-copyrighted music is not actually non-copyrighted, which is really disgusting that it's on there. Really, that it says it's non-copyright, because it isn't. There we go. So, using that dirt, we've sort of fixed those holes. I need to get some sand to go and fix that spot. I'm gonna make robots. Sorry, bye. That's alright. Do I play Roblox? I don't. I don't like the graphics, so I've never played it. I don't like the graphics. Basically, Roblox. Some of you don't know this. Roblox was initially meant to be a completely different game, but they sort of scrapped it halfway through development and made it a game where you make games. But I don't like Roblox because I don't like the graphics. They haven't changed the graphics in 20 years. So the graphics still look like they emerged halfway through development, which technically Roblox did emerge halfway through development. So yeah, that's why I don't play Roblox, because I don't like the game, but I don't like the graphics. I'm born and grounded, so I play off phone only. Ah, why are you grounded for? is that for doing something bad or something? I had someone say that on stream recently, and it was because they I had a guy in my stream once. He said something along the lines of F and D in honours history. How can you be grounded for not doing well in a class? I don't. That's something I don't agree with. Because how can you get grounded for history class for not doing well in a class? That you had 13 missing assignments. Ah. Why 13 though? Is that because you just didn't want to do them or something like that? I was lazy. Yeah. I started but never finished. Maybe ask some advice. I'll ask some advice on that, because apparently I give good tips. Maybe put it into it. Maybe make a timetable. Maybe make a timetable of when you because you don't with assignments. I'm doing better. Yeah, maybe make a timetable. With assignments, literally... Oh, shit, just put the wrong block in. With assignments, you don't have to do it all in one day. Maybe, as some advice, that's concrete powder, so yeah, we'll leave that there. Maybe, I wouldn't say start it earlier, but maybe put it into a timetable. a timetable stating what you're gonna do, for an hour, what you're gonna do for an hour each day. It's only one page. Yeah, it's only one page. It's only one page a day. That's normal though. I just opened my eyes. Yeah, I only opened my eyes 2 hours ago. I only opened my eyes about 2 hours ago. I will admit, guys, I didn't get up out of bed till like 11:30. Well, no, maybe shit the fucking bed. Maybe 11 o'clock. Well, it's because I started writing last night, guys, and I watched Hunger Games. It was play games with friends I never play on with Minecraft. Oh, so you were playing video. That's the problem, though. That's the problem with most people nowadays. That's the problem with most people nowadays. That was a problem when I was in school. I left school in 2019 because in the UK you finish school at 16. You finish school at 16 in the UK. So I finished school when I was 19. In 2019, sorry, when I was 16. And that was a problem for most people when I was in school. Hello, guest. Welcome back to the stream. Hello, Rafa9. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, when I finished school in 2019 when I was 16. Well, some people finished school when they were 15 in the UK, but that's schools in the UK are weird. Basically, so I was born in 2002. If you're born from anyone born from anyone born from September 2002 to August 2003 was in the same school year. So anyone born from September to December 2000, anyone born in that year. I work afternoon, eat dinner, play with my baby brother, and hop on Minecraft with my unpopular friend. Blimey. I never understood that thing when you're in school about the popular things. Sometimes the popular ones are the fucking idiots. That's the genuine saying. I've never understood that when people say that about how can you talk to him? He's unpopular. Sometimes the popular ones are the fucking. Sometimes the popular ones are the assholes. And in most cases in schools, the popular ones are the assholes. No, it's he and my friend. He don't like him. Oh, but that's just ridiculous. Like literally, I know a case of something similar. Can I be a moderator? I'm not going to give out too many moderators though, Rafa. I'm not going to give out too many moderators because I've already given out a few. Maybe next month because I've already given out one this month. And plus we've only got 6 people on here, so we don't need too many moderators. What was I going to say on that? So yeah, what I meant, Red Tot Toucan, I've got a guy in my... There's a... Well, he can be a bit much. Well, is there like a disorder there? I mean, people who with ADHD have a lot of... people who potentially have ADHD are very hyper. But that's not their fault. If that is something like ADHD. The stairs. Guys, I know where we are. Yeah, so there's a case, Red Hot Toucan, of what you just said. There was a guy in my friend's a guy in my friend's Discord server had a message from a guy that doesn't like my friend. So this guy in my friend's Discord server got a message from this other guy saying, "You're friends with this guy. You can't you I don't want to talk. What was it? You're spending too much time with him. This guy doesn't like him. This guy literally, it was Decepted, guys. Decepted, who's obviously the channel moderator, real good friend of mine. There's a guy that used to be friends with that doesn't like him anymore, and he told another person that me and Decepted know, you're spending too much time. You're spending too much time with him. I don't like him. So you shouldn't either. Yeah. We had a guy in my friend's Discord server that he doesn't like my friend. There's a guy who used to be my friend's Discord server. He doesn't like my friend, so he told another person that he had not to like him either. But that's something like a 14-year-old would say. You can't talk to him because I don't like him. That's like a thing a 14-year-old would say to someone. You can't like him because I don't like him. And there was a guy that's now 22. There's a guy in my friend's Discord server. He's like 22 doing that. It's weird. Goodbye, sorry. That's alright. Have a good rest of your day, Red Hot Toucan. Funny. Anyway, right. How is everybody on this stream right now? I don't even know if anyone is in this stream right now. But yeah, guys. Wow, this stream which should have started at 1:30. I didn't. I started at 30 minutes early. I started at 25 minutes early, I think. But it's fine. 100 of you have watched this stream in the first 30 minutes. So, la la la. So, what do I want to build? What do you guys want me to build? What do you guys want me to build? Do 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 do. Do do him bum bim bim boom bing bing bong bing. I'm gonna do AFK a minute, guys. I'll be back in a minute. Actually, before I go, I'm just gonna make sure we go into this house because I'm not on peaceful. Right, I'll be back in a second, guys. I'm back. I'm just going to eat my dinner, guys. Oh. How is everybody in this stream who's watching? So I'm just going to finish this my dinner a second. Sorry, there's a tickle in my throat. Oh God. Bloody hell. Sorry. Choking. Can't stop choking. Oh. There's a tickle in my throat. Pardon me. Sorry, guys. God, it's cold. How is everybody on this stream? We're in the I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh God. That's better. I'm good. How about you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. Apart from the fact I'm choking. Almost Christmas, everybody. Almost Christmas. Almost Christmas, everybody. Almost Christmas. Calamative Joe, welcome to the stream. Calamative Joe, welcome to the stream. You gotta thank Deceptive for that badge. You gotta think. I don't know when this channel was created. It was created in January 3rd, 2023, so they've changed the name. That's where they've had to put E. That's where they've had to put the extra E. Because I have the handle Calamative Joe is trademarked to me. Well, it's not trademarked to me, but it's... You can't have Calamative Joe as a trademark. Well, not as a trademark, but the handle. You can't have a Calamative Joe handle. Because you can only... Handles mean you can only have the handle button. You can only have one handle. But every handle's different. For example, with my book writing channel, which I haven't really promoted, I can't even put my name on it. And somebody else has a handle like it. But yeah, welcome. E, yeah, there's a lot of comments saying E. E E E E E E E E E E E E E E. God, it's cold. Yeah, it cold. Oh God. What's the last thing everybody ate? For me, it's meatballs because I'm eating it right now. Hello, or me timer YT watching the stream. Back in a second. I'm just taking my dinner plate down, guys. Right, I'm back. Let's get rid of that AFK shine. Sorry, I had to eat. Can you name yourself Calamitive Joseph? Yeah, you don't need an E. Can you name yourself Calamitive Joseph? Nah. Because Calamitive Joseph sounds awful. No offense. Calamitive Joe sounds good. Calamitive Joe has a really nice ring to it. Calamitive Joseph doesn't have like the same sort of ring to it. Yeah, if you get what I mean, guys, Calamitive Joseph doesn't sound as... Should I sub? I mean, you can if you want. Water Cane, you can if you want. Creepers coming and they don't stop coming. We've smacked him. Is this a real break a stone block? Is this real? Well, the stream's real, yes, because I've read your name out. I can see another creeper. Hey, shit! Why didn't I have the sword? Why didn't I have the sword in my hands? Joe, remember Kalau ignited. Are you talking about Johnson Mativ? Basically, a guy in my stream. I write novels, guys. I write novels. Yeah, this stream's generally real. I'm not sick. It's not that I'm sick. I just choked. I coughed just now, and it's made my throat sore. I'm not sick. I'm not actually sick. I just now I coughed. I coughed around 5 minutes ago, and I've just had a tickle in my throat ever since. Yes, it's just a tickle in my throat's developed, and it's making me. I want to know whether it's a crumb from when I just ate my dinner or something like that. Could be. How do you have 5 views but 7 likes? Because I hadn't. Because. And I asked you for for 8 special one day. Well, I'm gonna do an 8K special one day. That's pretty. That's guaranteed. I'm gonna do an 8K special. Look at your subs, 7,267. Thank you. That's really kind of you. Yeah, we've had a weird one. We've had a weird one in a couple of days. Please build a mansion. I've already got one. But we can build another one sometime. I just don't have the space at the moment to build it. Oh, God. To answer your question, Watercane, we've got 7 likes, we've got 5 viewers, but we've had more. I'll show you guys in a minute. It's just a little bit, it's just quite far away. But in total we've had not 2,000, Rafa. We haven't had that many. We used to, back in like June time, get like 2,000 a stream. We get roughly, because obviously it's now. Where was the 2x2 crafting menu in your GUI? I'm at 100 to 200. Yeah, we're at 147. Normally we would get. We don't get that many views nowadays because it's the summer. Because it's the summer. That's the Hanging Gardens of Survival Legacy. Do you play Bed Wars? I don't. Hello, Crest Horror Games. Welcome to the stream. Right, we're going to go to my house. We're going to go to my house, which is my mansion. So we need to go this way, guys. We need to go this way because this path will take us home. Hello, Double Anchors. Welcome to the stream. This will take us home. That's the crafting menu. I need to go and fix that, but I don't have a hoe on me at the moment. This is the crafting menu. Right, let's head home. This is a house we made not that long ago. There's a garden on the roof, which was a cool idea. Oh my god, you were cracked at Minecraft. I'm not cracked, this is just an old Minecraft version that I've had. Then how do you make a crafting table without a crafting table? Like that. You can craft some stuff by just clicking Y. Hello, Omnibus, welcome to the stream. I'm not cracked. Yeah, well, that's not really a special button, it's just press Y. Press Y and you can do certain stuff. So you can make these blocks without the crafting menu. It means you're good. I thought you were talking about the game's cracked, which because the game's cracked sometimes mean it's been hacked. Someone's called themselves Climate of Joe now, which is cool. Honestly, there was once a guy, he changed his name to Climate of Joe Fan 2 and just uploaded pictures of his videos was pictures of my YouTube thumbnails, which was rather bizarre. Yes, so Creeth Horror Games. Yes, I do have a mansion. Just there we go. This might be the easiest way to get subs. Well, in what way? Well, we've already done some crazy stuff. It's November 11th. It's the 11th of November. It's the 11th of November, so I went and did my minute's silence at my World War One memorial. Well, it's the same here. Your menu's in your inventory. Yeah. Same here. You can see what's in your inventory. It even tells you, in fact, if I click Y, it even tells you what it does, and it even tells you the ingredients and everything you need. It's 5 AM. Yeah, not for me. It isn't. For me, it's 2 PM. So you're like 8 hours ahead. For you, so you're like, no, you're 8 hours ahead. Yeah, you're 8 hours behind. Blimey, I think. Oh, yeah, you're 8 hours behind me. Jesus. Are you good at PvP? I've built PvP games. This is one of my biggest builds, guys. For me it's 7:30 PM. Oh, cool. So you're 4 hours ahead? No, 5 hours ahead. Sorry, I'm not very good. No, 5.5. Ha, my nose. Sorry, I've had my nose has been a bit tickly. But I was eating some food just now, guys, and I had a tickle in my throat, and I couldn't stop coughing. This is one of my biggest builds. The snow globe, guys. The snow globe. It is huge, guys. It is huge. It is 32 blocks. It's 32 blocks in diameter. So it's 32 blocks in diameter. So that's the equivalent of, it's the equivalent in diameter. So it's 32 blocks that way. It's 32 blocks that way. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, I can't stop sneezing. There we go. There we are, better. Right. It's 32 blocks that way. Do I have a secret base? That is my base. That house over there was my base. You don't need a secret base when you're only playing by yourself, so what I mean, guys, it's basically the building is 32 blocks there. Shit, the bed. The building's 32 blocks. The building's 32 blocks that way. 32 blocks that way. Just can't stop sneezing. No, I'm not ill. I've got hay fever. I've got hay fever, so why can't I just got hay fever, guys, so it just tickles my nose a bit. My nose is just a bit tickly, but it's fine. I'm not ill. I'm not ill. It's just but sometimes I sneeze when I'm on streams because I'm basically just sat in the same place. But right, so yeah, it's 32 blocks this way. It's 32 blocks to the back, 32 blocks between both sides. When you kill someone, you get their hearts. No. No, you don't. This is Legacy Console Edition. You don't. That's a server invention, not in genuine Minecraft worlds. Oh my god. There we go. Back in a minute. There we go, guys. I'm back. Ooh. There we go. Ooh, so. Yeah, it's called Lifesteal SMP. Yeah. I've heard of Lifesteal. But yeah, that's not I don't call that true Minecraft because they've tampered with the game to make things like that. I prefer vanilla Minecraft. I'm gonna sneeze again. That's better. But it's not blocked my nose up anymore. That's why I have very loud sneezes, guys. I have very loud sneezes. It's all scripted. Yeah. That's the type of thing that I don't like. So I love TV when it's scripted and films because it doesn't. I love TV and films, but I hate YouTube videos that are scripted unless they're not a sketch. If they're a sketch, if it's a YouTube, if it's a sketch, then fine. So I've done a couple of scripted Minecraft stories because I did a Minecraft video where basically it's an immersive video, so you decide the story. I did one of those. I like scripted stuff like that, but if you're doing like a Minecraft video like I'm streaming right now when we're going around the world building stuff and all that, why is that? Why do you need that to be scripted? Why do you need why are you scripting Minecraft videos and then trying to make it look like it's real? Like the Dream SMP was heavily scripted. The Dream SMP, for example, was heavily scripted. In fact, his manhunts were very scripted. In fact, it later emerged that one of the worlds that he used was he'd actually tampered with the world beforehand to make some of the shit he wanted to do possible. So he did some sort of boat clutch when he was placing boats and jumping across them. But then it happened to be that where he landed, there should have been a block. Because someone found the exact seed and found out there was a block missing on his video. So he'd intentionally broke the block. Which, there's no need to script that. Ooh, how many XP loads have we got? Feather Falling Thor. Oh, is that coming up or down? Can I go in here? Because there was a villager in here and Decepted, but there was a villager in here. And Decepted put 2 villagers in here. I had a genuine Minecraft villager in here, but Decepted put another one in here. We had 2 Minecraft villagers in here that we tamed. Decepted named one of them something like offensive. Do you have an XP farm? Yeah, it's called Go Around the World. If I go around the world, I have a mob farm. And things like that. I have a mob farm. Oh shit! I didn't want to put those on. Bollocks! Why can't I leave? I have like a mob farm. But yeah, what was I gonna say a minute? Yeah, Decepted. There was 2 villages, and Decepted named one something offensive. So I had to try to find a way to get rid of the villager because he bloody. Yeah. Hello, Zaran Bulbaran. Welcome to this stream. Of course I remember you. You were in the stream last week. Literally, I never forget. I hardly forget people who watch my streams. Did you remember? Of course I remember you. I knew what you were putting. I knew you were putting you. Ooh, what's in here? Fortune. We don't need that. protection 4. Unbreaking would be nice. But you can't forget me. I hardly forget anyone. Sure, I'm gonna have a crack at something in a second. Whoa, 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 whoa. La 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 la. Whoa, 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 whoa. So, first off, wanted to merge these two together. 8 XP levels. Obviously, I don't want to do that one. I want to put this one on here because protection. Well, Deceptive's hard. Deceptive does. I think you've mistaken Deceptive with that, because Deceptive doesn't do that. I think most of the. I need to leave. That's all right. Deceptive doesn't do much. That positivity doesn't come from Deceptive. That positivity comes from me. Bye bye. Goodbye, Zara and Barbarian. Thank you for joining the live stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. I want Unbreaking. Blast protection 4, not back. It's just a rhyme I made up. Keep that fire, never tame. That's what I want. Would it be possible for me to get that on there? Oh, it would be 6 XP levels. Yeah, I can tell it was AI actually, because vain and tame don't rhyme. When they say about words that rhyme, they rhyme with like the spelling. Hello, Forsaken Fan 6. Welcome to this stream. So good. Now, so it'd be nice. So new pair of shoes, new pair of boots. So these are no longer going to be. We no longer have to wear the Grand Boots of Calamity of Joe, as we call them. That's generally the name of my boots as well, guys. The Grand Boots of Calamity of Joe. Boom. My nose is a bit. Blow is flexing an emerald beacon. Do you have Wobbly Life? Because I wanted to play Wobbly Life with someone, because I never play Wobbly Life like multiplayer. I only play single player. I've never heard of Wobbly Life. I've only heard of Wobbly Life because we had a guy on my stream called Wobbly Life. I've only heard. I don't play just random games that come out. I don't play random games that come out if they don't appeal to me. The only reason I heard of Wobbly Life is because I had a guy that used to watch my streams called Wobbly Life. There was a guy that used to watch the streams, his name was Wobbly Life, so... Can you play with us in Bedrock? Well, I'm going to do something like that eventually, just not now. Tell you what our mission will be today, guys. Our mission today will be to plant trees. He's making us proud. That's something. Actually, that's something we can do over there. Let's chop some trees down to get more seeds, so we can plant more trees. Because over the years, I've come through here in recent years, and just grabbed as many trees as possible. There we go. So we're going to plant some more trees. Like, start a new world. Can you tell me your Bedrock thing? I can't at the moment because I hardly remember it. I've hardly played Bedrock in recent years. I've played Bedrock twice in the last 6 months. I've played Bedrock twice since May, I think. I've played it a couple of weeks ago just to test out what Bedrock looked like on my laptop. Right. It's because I just love Legacy. I always play Legacy. Ooh, Sun unleashes strongest solar flare of 2025, sparking radio blackouts across Africa and Europe. Blimey. Apparently there could be another solar storm. The UK, the Northern Lights could be quite strong. Wow. The Northern Lights could be strong today then. Hello, the jokes that Stu on back. It's in the 30s. Blimey, it's cold. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's not right. That's not right, Rafa. Putting someone's gamer tag into a stream is not right because Decepted's got nothing. Putting Decepted's gamer tag in is wrong. You know, that's his gamer tag. That you can't do that. Yeah, yeah. What I mean on this is what Rafson9 did there was wrong. So he's got my friend's gamer tag from a stream short that I did, that's wrong, because Decepted doesn't need to get Decepted, for example. That's his gamer tag. That's wrong. That's someone's gamer tag that isn't actually here. That's like giving out someone's personal information without them knowing about it. Jesus, I love my new sword. I love my powerful sword. Yeah, I'm glad. Just out of curiosity, I removed the message. Oh, yeah. Just out of curiosity, Rafa, have you done that before? Just commented things like that. Hello, Hourglass. Is there an audio delay or the stream? There shouldn't be an audio delay. It might be my TV. You might be able to pick when placing a block. You can probably hear it through the TV as well. No, because that is a trait that some people have of things like autism, not realizing what they've commenting things and then sort of not realizing that. I thought you might have had something like that then when you commented that, because some people do comment don't realize what they've commented is wrong. If you get what I mean. No, I know you can hide it. But it's not appropriate to give somebody's gamer tag out on a stream. Especially if they they don't know they don't know anything about it. Decepted's at work now. He could be Decepted's at work now. And him getting a ping from some random person's sent him a friend's request that he absolutely doesn't know about. It is. I feel bad. No, it's alright. It's alright. It wasn't you. I don't think Rafa knew what he was doing. But that's just the thing, though. Some people do that, which I don't blame them. But some people do that, not realising what they've did is... Yeah. 100%. It's like showing someone's phone number. That actually happened to a favourite Everton player of mine. Neymar called Richarlison, who used to play for Everton. Neymar called him, and he didn't realise that his mirror had reflected... He didn't realise that his mirror in his bedroom had reflected the stream. I feel bad. No, it's alright. But just just take that as some advice. Just take that as some advice, Rafa. That putting another person's gamer tag in on stream is not right. It is a violation of someone's privacy. Even putting my gamer tag in, for example. It's alright, yeah. I wouldn't do that again. Because even putting my gamer tag in, which I know you got it from a stream because it popped up saying that I was killed in a game. How many people have seen that? Imagine you did that on someone else's channel that had a massive, bigger sub count. How many pings have they got with like a trillion people that just... they don't know. Giving them messages. So in the case of what I said about Richarlison, the former Everton player... Neymar's mirror had accidentally caught the end of his phone number, so of course he ended up getting 20,000 phone calls and 30,000 texts in 20 minutes. And that's... yeah, it's not a bad, you haven't done a bad thing, Rather. It's just it's slightly unethical to put somebody else's to type somebody else's gamer tag into a stream. What is your favourite car brand? Don't have one because I can't drive. I've never learnt to drive. I'm glad that didn't do more damage then. Oh, we got 3 saplings. That's nice. Let's put some across here. Is that because of the shape or just what they look like? Some of those cars that are people's favourites. Some of the cars that are people's favourites nowadays. Is that your favourite because of the design of the car? Or is it your favourite because it's a nice car or an expensive car? Gotta go, Josie, in 10 minutes. That's alright. There we go. Is that because it's just a nice car? Ronaldo or Messi? Neither. I think they're both good. Ronaldo and Messi, I think they're both good players, but I think it's wrong to just say that they're the greatest of all time when there is other players in there. You've got to bring Samson, 100% fold or flip. What do you mean, fold or flip? Are you talking about are you talking about the old flip phones? Flip phones. Let's go through this. All right. Yeah, I think Samsung's a much better phone than Apple, but Samsung do good cameras as well. Samsung have always done quite good cameras, but obviously Ferrari because of the name. Did you know Lamborghini? Did you know Lamborghini started out as tractors? Modern. Well, I wouldn't say modern though. I wouldn't say modern. They've only been out for 2 years. These fold phones, they've only been out for the last 2 years. 2-3 years at most. Yes, I don't have one, guys. Because I don't buy modern stuff. I don't buy those. Yeah, Lamborghini started out as tractors. The guy that made Lamborghini started out as making Lamborghini tractors, which is why, yeah, the guy that made Lamborghini. Yeah, Ferracuda. What? Ferracuccio Lamborghini was a car designer, but he was a soldier, inventor, mechanic, engineer, winemaker, and industrialist, and a businessman. But he created the Lamborghini tractor in 1948, and the guy that created Lamborghini, he noticed a flaw with Enzo Ferrari. Talking of which, this is where I'm going to bring Ferrari into it. The guy that made Lamborghini tractors, he noticed a flaw in Ferrari's cars. Enzo Ferrari's Ferrari racing cars, he noticed a flaw in their design, a dangerous flaw in their design, and he wrote to Enzo Ferrari and told him there's a flaw in the designs. And Enzo Ferrari sent him a letter back laughing, saying there's nothing wrong with my cars, just your mental state, just your retardedness or something like that. And so that's why Lamborghini are now racing cars. You'll make a climate of Joker hoot. Should I give you the questions to put? Why didn't I give you the questions to put? That would be pretty funny. Oh, hold on. But it should be. It should actually be just. If you're doing if you're generally making a climate of Joker hoot, writing a climate of Joker hoot, then, it's basically like a quiz game. It's a website where you can get quizzes. It's a website where you can get play quizzes. It's quite a good website actually. Me and Deceptor did it on a stream once where we just play Kahoots, and it's a good thing. If you're making a climate of Joe Kahoots, why don't I give you the why don't I give you the questions to write into it, and it should be something. It should be questions like what does Clammative mean? How old is Clammative Joe? And you should just put random ages, and only one of them will be correct, of course. But it should be ages. It should be ages people have thought I was on the stream. So obviously I'm 22. I'm 23, guys. How old was Clammative Joe in 2025? And obviously I'm 23, nearly. I'm 23 next month, and it's like, but I've had people think I was 45, 30, 17, 15. Should be random numbers and then just one correct number. It'd be pretty funny. But I'm quite jokey, guys. I'm quite jokey, so a lot of these answers would just be funny answers. You're 23? Well, not yet. Not yet. I'm 23 next month. Yes, I'm 23 next month. So I'm 22, guys, but I'm 23 next month. So I'm older than everyone here. Yeah. Perhaps I should write down some of the questions you should put. How old are you actually? 20. I'm 23 next month. I'm generally 20. I'm 23 next month. So I'm 23 next month. So if I was born in 2002, so officially I'm 23. But I haven't had my birthday yet, but I'm 23. Even though I'm not 20, I haven't turned 23 yet, this is still my 23rd year of being alive, so I'm still 20, I'm 23. I'm closer to 23 now. I'm closer to 23 than being 22. Bro, you turned dinosaur? Yeah, I was the asteroid. Well, end of December. I'll mention it more nearer the time, guys. I'll mention it nearer the time. Oh god, cramp. Stop acting constipated. No, that's not me being. That's not me being constipated. I have really sore bones. So, as I just moved my arm up, moving my arm has stretched everything out and released a load of pressure from my back. My back is quite sore. It's because of my posture. I probably should be an inch or two taller. I probably should be an inch to a couple of centimeters taller, but my posture is awful. So basically, my back is very, very sore. I probably should be a couple of centimeters taller, but I'm hunched sideways a bit. Drop your controller again. No, I'm not even using the controller. I'm using the Joy-Cons. I got one Joy-Con in one hand and one Joy-Con in the other. You guys should have seen it on yesterday's stream. You guys should have seen it on yesterday's stream. Any other questions? Oh, I just think. Questions for Clamp of Joker Hoots. I don't know. There's loads you can do. What happened? I've just got a bad back, but I just got a bad back. Anyway, questions for guys. Is there any questions? Tell us something wild. Guys, you guys think of some questions that you'd want to know from it, like what football team does Climate of Joe support? What football team does Climate of Joe support? Then it should be. Yeah, what football team does Climate of Joe support? And I think you guys probably already know that by now because I've mentioned them a lot on streams. He's accepted the skinniest man in the world. Yeah. Yeah, Decepted is the skinniest man in the world. I guarantee... Hello, David. Welcome to the stream. Our first channel member, everybody. Give him a round of applause. Welcome, David. Welcome to the stream. Rafson9, who's in the stream, is making a Climate of Joe Kahoots. So be sure to everyone ask some questions. Everyone type out some questions you want to know about me. They can go in that Kahoot. Just, it's gonna be quite fun. That's gonna be funny. I like it. It's funny. Who needs a Minecraft Kahoot when you can have a Climate of Joe Kahoot? So, let me type out there. Yeah, I got one. Who was Climate of Joe's first? Yeah, I haven't got my hands on the controller. This is just moving by itself. Here we go, Rafa. Here's a question for you. Here's a question you can put in. Who was Clamper Joe's first subscriber? And the answer was Decepted. He was my first subscriber. And yes, guys, my first subscriber wasn't my left bollock. No, he's vegan. Yeah, I'm not vegan. I'm not vegetarian. I eat meat. You just said you eat meat? You can't eat meat. Think about the animal. I did, which is why we killed it humanely. He hates rat. No, he's vegan. I love animals, guys. But I also understand that some animals are bred to be eaten. Some aren't. Some animals are bred for a purpose. Yeah, I only said that because I'm right-handed, guys. I only said that because I'm right-handed. Guys, so I'm right-handed, so that's why I made that joke. That's why you're both-handed. No, I mean my dominant hand's my right hand. Hello, Hourglass. Welcome back. How's the weather in the blue? It's actually grey and rainy for me. It's grey and rainy for me, but that's probably not all of the UK. Looks like that. Like the weather, the UK is not a small country, guys. It's snowing here. We're meant to have some snow coming. We're meant to have a massive storm come in. There's weather reports that we're going to get another Beast from the East style storm, 2018 style storm, where we have like 6 foot of snow again. How have you not got 100 inches of snow? Because the UK's having a period of where we don't get much snow, whereas we didn't get a lot of snow last year. But they say global warming, but it's not. It's a cycle, which is why they call it. Which is why they've changed it to climate change, because 30 years ago they said global cooling. Now they're saying global warming, and now the reason they call it climate change because they don't actually know what it's going to be. Do you watch Morgs? In my country, there's no snow. In some countries there isn't. Well, it's probably snowing in Scotland. Hello, MC Benjamote. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I've seen clips from him. I've seen videos of his, but I never liked his content. It's the same as the other guy, Derv, back in the day. I didn't like any of their content. I just thought it was all clickbaity shit. It was all basically scam children. I mean, he even did his own bloody festival, which was apparently a laughingstock. Yeah, I never liked his content. I knew a guy in my college class. Southwest. So I'm English. Which is why my accent's like this. The UK accent's completely different over so many different districts. No, this isn't stick drift, this is me. I get stick drift sometimes though. I do live in Antarctica. I just had to fight a fucking polar bear. No, Joe lives on Mars. Joe loves a Mars. Yeah, I do love a Mars bar. Bless you, thank you. Yeah, my nose has been a bit iffy today. Makes me... Thank you, egg. Let's go spawn a chicken. Bish, 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 bish. 3! Oh, I was hoping it would be a 4th. You messed up. How'd you mess up? Have I got any seeds on me? Oh, I do. Douche, douche. Ooh, hold on. You gonna eat? You're gonna eat. There you go. They've even found a mother now. Yay! Bye bye. Why have they just despawned? No, they're back. Could you move Wales or Northern Ireland by just going if you wanted to? Yeah, you can. There's no independence. It's not like America or anything like that, David. The UK, Scotland, England and Wales, Scotland, England and Wales, Northern Ireland, they are all basically united. So it's not, they are all, it's 4 countries. It's 4 countries. I don't think that's going to work, Rafa. Because you need... When you're playing Kahoot with someone, you have to see your screen to see the questions. Plus, I think that's a bit quick. No, that they're in charge of the whole country. The Prime Minister is not... It's not the Prime Minister of England. It's the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. So unlike America, the UK is... It's not like a state. They're kingdoms, but they're under one monarch, and they're federalised into one government. So the government of the United Kingdom... the government of the United Kingdom is the government of them all. So England and Wales, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and we just lost power. Oh yes, there's solar flare. Yeah, there was a powerful solar flare this morning. They're expecting the Northern Lights to be all over the United Kingdom today because the Northern Lights will be really bright today. Tell you the questions here. How many questions did you do, Rafa? Because that's a little bit... I think that's too quick. I don't know whether you put enough questions on that. I'm right. Let's talk about Discord mods. I'm right. That's true. Decepted is a Discord mod. Actually, no, I'm Decepted's Discord mod, so he's mine. Discord mods, yeah, well, some of those Discord mods are weird. 6 questions. Can you just write what those questions are a second? Because some of them... There's a few... I don't know what questions you've come up with. I don't think you've done enough questions there. Six, 7 is everywhere. Yeah. I don't understand it myself, but. Yeah, I don't think there's enough questions there. Like 7 questions... A quiz of 7 questions is... a little bit. There's not a lot. There's not enough questions there. Do I watch IShowSpeed? No, I don't. I don't. I don't like him. I just don't find him funny. I find him more. I find him more stupid than funny. If you get what I mean. That's just me, though, guys. I find him more. I find him more stupid than funny. If you get what I mean. A lot of his content where he's just jumping about the place and screaming, I find him more like, I find him more stupid than funny. So when I see clips of him jumping about the place and barking, I'm not like, oh, that's funny. I'm like, what mental asylum did you escape from? Yeah, those questions seem a little bit dull. No offense. Yeah, they seem a little bit. It doesn't seem like a quiz. It seems more like a clam. It doesn't seem more like a quiz. It seems more like a. Well, how old is Clamp Joe's a normal one? True or false? Clamp Joe plays Minecraft. That kind of makes sense. The sub to him now one though seems a bit. I can't join because I'm streaming. And in 50 character limit. And everyone that's looking at that, you don't actually have to have an account to play Kahoot. You just have to put that code in and then you can join the game. All you have to do is put the Kahoots now I'm curious how old you are. Well, you'll have to do his quiz. It's actually a simple thing. If you put the code in, if you go to Kahoots and put the code in, then it basically takes you to that quiz. I'm guessing 42. Yeah. Yeah. I'm guessing 42. Well, I will switch it around. Switch 42 around, and then that will be my age next year. Shit the bed. There's a creeper. Here we go. Right, let's go this way. Let's kill this creeper too. I need to find the nearest Minecraft bed that I can possibly find. Where will the nearest Minecraft bed be? I'm going to imagine it's the campsite here. There might be some mobs across here though, because there's hardly any torches at the campsite. Or it would have been that house up on the mountain there, but there's a bed here. Yeah, those quotes don't ooh, pardon me. Those, unfortunately, commands don't work on this version. Plus, it is legit survival. I've got a load of dirt on me at the moment, so I just want to go to here, get rid of something. I just got to go to this guy and knock him back 3 times, and do that. I need to go and replant some trees across here as well. I haven't got a water bucket. Well, I have got a water bucket, but those water bucket clutches, they don't work on this version, because if you drop, you can't place the water fast enough on Legacy. They work on Bedrock, but they don't work as well on here. Here we go. So just trying to think a second. Thought we'd go to the castle. The castle. I've got a jar of dirt. Hey, fish face. Look what I got. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it? I love that line because nobody knew what he was. Minecraft Nintendo Switch Legacy Console Edition. I love that edition. I love that glitch. That scene in the film. I love that scene in the film because it was all improvised. If you go and look at Orlando Bloom's face, he's actually rolling his eyes and he's confused because he doesn't. He's looking at the director. He's looking to the sides of the camera. He's looking at the director and going, acting all confused. But he is confused. It's genuine. He's genuinely Orlando Bloom is genuinely confused. Orlando Bloom's reaction when he's watching Johnny Depp, he is generally confused in real life because he doesn't realise that his reaction is genuinely real. It's the same as I will GPG I will Gimkit. You're gonna what? I have no idea what that means. It shows the question. Well, Kahoot shows the questions as well, but you need to have someone. You need to stream Kahoot for people to see the questions. That's the problem. That was my concern when you said you were making it. I think there needs to be more questions, though. I think there needs to be more questions. I think with the Kahoot, though, Kahoot's fine, but I think there's got to be more questions because the questions you put, they seem very narrow, and the one about sub to him now is very cheesy. That one sounds like it was done by some. That one does sound a bit. The sub to him now one sounds like it was done by a 6-year-old. No offense. That's what I would expect That's what I would expect someone to put. So there's a guy that used to watch my streams. He would upload videos to his channel called "I need one more subscriber, sub to me," and that's something that I would expect him to put. In a question, his last question is sub to me. it comes across as really cheesy. I have heard of both of those. It actually doesn't say sub to him. Good, because that comes across as really, really cheesy. It's not a 50 character limit for YouTube, it's a 200 characters. YouTube is 200 characters. I swear it is. Let's have a look. Doesn't tell me on don't tell me on YouTube on the stream studio. Let me just. Why can I smell bacon? There's nothing's cooking. Why can I smell bacon? What's wrong with cheese? Nothing's wrong with cheese. The comments sounded cheesy. Put in on a quiz. Sub to me. Sub to him. It comes across as quite cheesy. Yeah, it's 200 characters. There we go. I've just gone. It's the Switch. That's the Switch. It's the Switch. The Switch has a built-in fan, and it's basically this. Because I've been streaming for 2 hours. Because I've been streaming for nearly 2 hours, the Switch is thing, but it's fine. The Switch fans are just cooling it down. That's what the Switch fans are there for. It's either that or my laptop. No, it's not my laptop. My laptop is warm though. But that's the problem with the Nintendo Switch. Is where the problem with the Nintendo Switch is that the fans weren't powerful enough, which I think the Switch 2 fans are more powerful. As far as I know, they are. As far as I know, the Switch 2 is. Nah, it's not. No. That was coming somewhere else. Actually, I once had a teacher. She kept smelling mouldy fish, and everyone was laughing at her. And then 6 weeks later, they found that the electric cords were on the electric wires in the wall were on fire, and that's why she could smell mouldy fish. Which is kind of funny though. Which is kind of funny, guys. The fact that they could smell mouldy fish. So I'm just gonna quickly yeah. Yeah, it's not that smell. The fans have gone off now because it's cooled down. Oh God. This is the international. This is the international version. The Legacy Legacy Console Edition. Yeah. I don't know if it's international. I went to the international version. I know this isn't Twitch, but drink water. Well, I do drink water. I'm alright, guys. I'm not ill. It's just earlier on I choked on air earlier on during the stream, and then it set my nose off. Basically, I've got hay fever, guys, so it makes my nose go sometimes. I have hay fever throughout the whole year, but I don't get it that bad. Thank you to the people that just subscribed. We are 30 subscribers away from hitting 7,300. We're almost at 7,300. Guys, I set a challenge. I set a challenge of hitting 8,000 views by 40,000 views this month. I want to thank all of you guys. 10 days in, we're at 26,000 already. As it stands, guys, we're only 14,000 away from hitting 40,000, which is just unbelievable, guys. You need to pat yourselves on the back, guys, because 26,000 in 10 days is absolutely unbelievable. That's incredible. Bearing in mind, we're only a small YouTube channel. We are only okay. Should we just abandon some stuff here a minute? I'm in public right now. I shouldn't be patting myself right now, sir. Yeah. So we're just gonna get rid of stuff that we can possibly get rid of. So we went mob hunting yesterday and grabbed loads of stuff. So I'm just going to grab everything that we would have gathered. Oh. Could be worse. Could be worse, David. I once jokingly said about Alexa Play. I set someone's Alexa off on. I set a guy's Alexa off while I was streaming. They were saying about things like Alexa or something like that, and I said something about. I said, you know, some people could say Alexa play porn or something like that, and then of course I didn't realize that this guy on my stream had an Alexa, and it played porn. Of course, I was making a joke, and I didn't expect that to happen. Of course, the even funnier part about this is the fact the guy was American, so their mother walked in or something like that, and you know, a YouTube live streamer from 4,000 miles away inadvertently set their a YouTube streamer from 4,000 miles away inadvertently set their Alexa off, making a joke. Pretty funny. It is funny. Like, it's bad but funny. I'll be back in a minute, guys. I need to go to the toilet. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. But yeah, guys, so I did inadvertently pee faster. Welcome back, Lobies. Welcome back. Welcome back. Pee faster. Yeah. Go to GimKit. The code is 54. I can't because I'm streaming. But everybody else can do your Climate Joe quiz. Or their Pringle cans. Yeah, I don't agree with that though. I don't agree with that. Hello Red Hot Toucan, welcome back. I'm going to go to over here and go into the gunpowder chest. Hello Vil Gamer, welcome back. Right. Yeah, you don't need to put high. You don't need to put high. For 3 times. There's too many highs. There's a lot of highs going on. Shit. Slime balls. We need another chest full of rotten flesh. What's in this one? Ah. Put the string behind here. I'll be lurking a bit, gotta drive, that's alright. Arrows. Ooh. They got cake. Yeah, and where's the what should I do with these bones? Like, we've got loads of them. Have I got actually, hold on a minute. Is that chest still in the corner here? Is there anything in here? Yeah, there is. Is there anything in the corner chest here? I'm going to get rid of this. Decepted did this. Decepted did that. I'm going to get rid of it. Joe, can you tell them to go to GimKit? I can't tell them. I can't tell them to go. I can recommend it, but you know it's a free. It's a free country. I can't tell people. I can't demand they do it. You got Reese's ice cream. Cool. Let's just quickly go and get some stone bricks a second. I can't tell them to do anything, if you get what I mean, Ratha. If I can't demand that they do it. But putting it in capitals. I'm not building anything. I'm not building anything of sorts. I'm sort of just making this look a bit Um. Oh my god, my nose. Hold on a minute. Right. There we go. Oh. If you get what I mean, you can't force people to do your quiz that you've done on me. It's it's like when you put it in capitals just now, some people wouldn't have clicked it because they would have felt that you were shouting at them. Hello, is Cover. Welcome to the stream. Let's get rid of the stairs here. And we'll block it here. Oh my god, my nose. Please, we're not forcing. No. But when you put it in capitals, it did feel it to some it would have felt like you were shouting at them, because capitals can sometimes elaborate shouting. Oak planks. I'm going to need a few of these in a minute. We're just doing a bit of work up here. What made me want to live stream? Ooh, good question. I love these questions. I love these questions that we get. That's a really fun question to answer. Just because I wanted to try something different. It sounds a bit cliche. It sounds a bit cliche, but that's generally just my answer that I can give. I just wanted to try it. Experiment. Just wanted to try the experiment here. So, just gonna go and do that there. I'm gonna go and oh, hold on a minute. We're gonna need that. What was I? So that I've got rid of it. So there's one staircase. You could obviously go into here. And into obviously the hidden bit behind. But if you go this way, takes you to this. I say we block this up here. I say we block it up here. Oh, hold on a minute. Because we're doing that. Here we go. Might as well make this into like a room. There we go, perfecto. Don't need that either. So, can we move this back a bit? I want to know. Because if we can move this back, I'm going to do that. Well, of course we can move it back. Now that looks a bit weird, so I'm going to make another staircase. I'm going to remake that staircase. I'm going to remake that staircase actually now. But we don't need this. So, I'm going to come out through here like this. Where's my staircase here? Crimson staircase. Now, we're going to put a staircase. I'm going to have to put a block there for now. Basically, what it is, I rebuilt this house last year. I rebuilt this house earlier on in the year. I took everything out of this house. I literally gutted the interior of this house. I rebuilt the whole house. Because I sort of noticed that this entire Minecraft house here, I sort of noticed that it was all hello random player, PR, welcome to the stream. This house here, I sort of noticed that it was should I play Legacy right now? I don't know. Do you think you should play Legacy right now? There we go. So now, the only way into this room now will be through the original side entrances. So yeah, this house I rebuilt earlier on in the year because I realised it was unsymmetrical. So but we've just done some work on it. We've just done some work on the house, and we've made it look more like what it was meant to look like. Oh. Hello, Umut Mimov Lego. Welcome to the stream. There we go. What do we have behind here? This place here. Yeah, that's the stairs then. Kind of looks scary in front at the same time. Yeah, this house I rebuilt it a couple of months ago. So I took down the whole house and rebuilt it. So basically, this was the old chest room. This was part of the old chest room. We used to have a corridor. The chest room used to be about here, and this corridor used to go. This corridor still does go along. This is some of the old rooms. This is the furnace room. And initially the plan was for this room to go further this way. But then I realised that... I sort of realised that we are... the ground become lower. I have no idea. I can't actually tell you that, I'm afraid, because I don't actually know what the chances are. I don't pay attention to all that stuff, if you get what I mean. I don't really... when I'm playing Minecraft, I don't really pay attention to the chances of anything. I just... if it happens, it happens. That's just me. That's just me as a person, though. James Gunn's DC Studios is making a V for Vendetta TV show 20 years after the film adaptation. The film adaptation is so cool. I'm so excited. I'm pumped for that. The V for Vendetta film is so cool. What's in here? Oh, cool. Now, so that looks nice now. Guys, this is going to be our corridor where we're going to build more stuff in the house. Where we're going to build up more in the house. Slurp Games has just commented on a video. I'm just going to reply to his comment. Yeah, Slurp Games just commented on one of my videos. I think it's a 2% chance to find out his roster at mine and 10% to find it in a cave, I think. Maybe. I have absolutely no idea. Because I hardly pay attention to the odds in Minecraft. Thank you to the person who subscribed. We are literally, guys, we are so close to hitting 7,700. I'm just leaving one bit of sandstone here because that's part of the old floor. Hello, Chernobyl man, welcome back. Well, thank you to the people who've just subbed. We are aiming to hit 8,000 subs by my birthday at the end of December. As it stands at the moment, we are... Oak planks can be returned now. Why is Jaden's bus... Why is Jaden's buses here so popular? I have absolutely no idea who that is. That's just me being honest. I don't know who that is. It's made like 7 years ago. Sometimes things take off after a few years. Hello Jordan 215 OP. Welcome back. Saying that, random player PL, I uploaded a YouTube video a few years ago, and recently your stream is so laggy. Is it? Doesn't look laggy to me. The screen, my screen. Yeah, I think it's your internet, because I'm looking at my streaming software. I think it's just your internet. My streaming software is running it at 1080p, 60 FPS, and smoothly. So I think it might be your internet. Yeah, I think it's your internet. The stream's running absolutely fine for me, and it's running fine for Jordan, who's on the stream. So yeah, 700. You might want to do one of those Wi-Fi speed tests. Just type in Wi-Fi speed test, and it pops up with a little button on Google. If you press that, it tells you what your speed is. So my internet connection, according to this, is very fast. It's running at 50 megabits. It's running at 50 something a second. So basically, my Wi-Fi is running at 50 megabits per second, which is very fast. Right, that's what it says. It says it's fast. Whoa. What do you mean, what? Whoa. Bro, this goes live. Your stream ain't lagging. Yeah, it might be their internet. Sometimes if your internet's slow, then the stream will be slower. Yeah, my stream isn't lagging. What do you mean? What did you mean? Whoa. What did you mean? Whoa, random player PL. What's MS? I'm going to put some flowers across here a second with these. Whoa, 8 people in the stream. Hello, Zara and Ballbone, I'm back. Yeah, YouTube sometimes glitches. I don't have any food, so I'm going to have to go back. That's a lot. Yeah, it's not the highest we've ever had. The highest I've ever had was back in June. We were having like there was points when we had like 40 people watching, which that was a bit crazy. That was crazy back then. The fact that I had 40, I think I counted 45 people. So I think there was a point we had about. There was a really crazy point when we were having like 45 people watching the stream at the same time. So I think that stream ended up getting nearly 10,000 people watched it while we were streaming it, which was crazy. That stream. I'm from the UK. I'm British. I'm from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. That's the official name, guys. That's the official name of my country. Is the UK a British land? Is the UK a British land? The UK is Britain. The UK is Britain. It's called the official title is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So, rather than say the United Kingdom of England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, the United Kingdom of England, Scotland and Wales are on the island of Great Britain. So rather than say that, they amalgamate them into one. What? Dunkin' Donuts? Is the UK too nice to live in? Well, the UK is nice to live in, but the British public but there's a lot of issues at the moment. The UK is fucked. Yeah. There is problems with the UK at the moment, but most of the problems in the UK at the moment are caused by why is the UK fucked? The UK made a load of mistakes. The UK for 20 years allowed lots and lots of people to come to the UK, and they've got a problem now where the UK have got a problem now where they don't know how many people entered the UK. The UK have had a massive problem, like America's had with immigration. The UK's had a massive problem in recent years with people entering the UK illegally by taking boats across the channel. So that's a problem that the UK's had, because they don't actually know how many people are in the UK illegally. Because they reckon at the moment, there's at least 5 million. There's a couple of million people in the UK that they think are. I think Italy is a nice place to live. Well, Europe's a nice place to live, but crime has gone up over recent years. Why is hot dogs not allowed in Chinese? I have no idea. It's China. China's communist. China's exactly like the Soviet Union. It's very heavily censored. So China will only let you see. The only thing that comes out of China is what they want you to see. It's the same as North Korea. China will the only official media things that come out of China are what they want you to believe. It's like the Soviet Union. It's a bit like the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union used to only let you see what they wanted you to see. That's what I don't know. But the problem with the UK is many things. Because of the 2008 financial crisis, the UK cut down the police force to stop to stop places going bankrupt. They cut down the armed forces and things like that. But because they cut down the police force, crime rates have gone up. Crime rates have gone up in the UK in recent years due to the fact that they cut down the police force. But they had to cut down the police force because the 2008 financial. Build a statue, please. Will you be streaming tomorrow? I'm not streaming Friday. I will be streaming I'll stream today, tomorrow, Thursday, but I'm not streaming Thursday. I'm not streaming Friday. Hello, Apollo Jenny. Welcome to the stream. I'm not streaming Friday, guys. Why not Friday? Because I've got because I got a graduation ceremony for my college stuff. So I get 2 graduations. I get one from my college camp. I get one from my college because I did my final year, my uni year as part of a college. But I got shit. I just couldn't kill that creeper. Thank you for the donation. That's really kind of you. Right, you guys don't have to donate, guys. That's something that I've said from the start since I got monetized earlier on in the year. It's not compulsory or like a genuine thing. You guys don't have to donate if you don't want to. Yeah, so I got 2 uni graduations, so I've got one coming up, and yeah, so literally, have you guys ever seen a college graduation or things like that? Stickers are fun. They are fun. They are fun. But what I meant is I've had people want to donate and they're like, really, also you get donations after a month? No, you get donations if you're monetized. So I've had donations for months. No, what you mean, you get, yes, all the money that you get from YouTube builds up for a month and then you get paid. So I should be paid, but you have to build it up to a certain amount. So I should be paid from YouTube. Should pay me. I should get paid from YouTube this month. Is it okay if I were poor? Well, the reason I said people, I don't, you guys don't have to donate and things like that, is because I was worried about young people. I was worried about young people grabbing their parents' cards and then donating like their parents' life savings away. Like, that's generally, I've seen people do that, and obviously other people wouldn't care. They just think they're getting a donation. But I care more about where it's come from. Hello Ian Kid, I went into the stream. Is it okay if I was poor? There's nothing wrong with being poor. Yeah, so have you guys ever if any of you guys ever graduated anywhere? These graduations, lol, I'm not young people. I'm not young people, unfortunately. Yeah. There's a lot of zombie villagers. I want to save them, but I can't because I haven't got the equipment. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm not saying you are young. But that's something I've said to everyone on these streams. Like, you guys don't have to donate if you don't want to. Because I had somebody a couple of months ago. They wanted to donate like $500 or something like that, and I luckily I stopped them from doing it because they were like 12. And I think they took their parents' credit card or something. Yeah, so graduations in the UK, you've got it's very much like college graduations and uni graduations in the UK are very, very specific. They're very pageantry. They're very much old British. You wear robes. You wear like very finely thinged robes that you have to rent, and let's just say, guys, oh bollocks! I knew that was going to happen as soon as I knocked him back. Do I play Roblox? I do not. I have never played Roblox, but I'll repair that some other time. But saying that, so college graduations in the UK comes from Heartstopper. I don't know how much that's real though, because a lot of that show was obviously very fictionalized. It's the same as A better option to watch there, if you want to see more what the UK education system's like, it would probably be better to watch something like Educating Yorkshire, where it's like a real life documentary about a school trying to improve their grades. So I can help new people to cook. Cool. I can't cook. Well, I can, but I can cook a little bit, guys. But the last time I tried to make a pizza, last time I tried to cook a pizza, I ended up with porridge. Last time I tried to cook sausages, I ended up with my eyebrows on fire. That was on a scout trip. That was on a college scout trip. Me cooking sausages, it ended up with my eyebrows alight. Because a fireball erupted into my face. By the way, I need to leave. That's alright. Yeah, college graduations in the UK, they're a lot of robes. A lot of robes and all that. But these robes have to be very specific to you. They have to know how big your waist is. They have to know how big your waist is. How big your, how tall you are. Because it has to be exactly that. Well, yeah, no, obviously it singed my eyebrows, but the sausages got stuck, so I couldn't turn them over. So, of course, I put this... I love shorts of Americans going to UK schools and having them try American foods, and the reactions are hilarious. Yeah, so, basically, yeah, in the UK, you don't have this thing if you fail a year, in the UK, you don't have this thing, guys, in the UK, you don't, what do you call it? Yeah, this was like 8 years ago. Most American food ain't American. That is true. A lot of American food is actually European food, but they've put more chemicals in it. A guy who watches my streams said about his dentist complained about European food makes American people's teeth go bad. I said, no, it's not the European food, it's the chemicals that the Americans stick with it. Which I was joking, but it's partially true. You don't get held back, you just go up and down sets. Yes, if you're doing bad, you just get moved into a different class. Yeah, 100%. So, I think that's a better option. Rather than you've got a 16-year-old in with a 2-year-old. UK have bad language. Sorry? I'm confused. I'm confused. Also, there's no tags on Prism here. Well, that's not what they are. If you're on a tag, it's after prison. If you're on a tag, it means you're after prison. So I'm only 11 too. Yeah, you don't have to be at... How you set off the fire alarm where you probably bumped into it. Literally anyone, no matter what your age is, you can set a fire alarm off. So when I was in school, a couple of kids set the fire alarm off. Why can't the English learn to speak? Well, the English do speak. They speak English. Do you stream every day? Yes, but I'm not streaming Friday. But I'm not streaming Friday because I've got my uni graduation. So I've got to graduate... I've got to graduate uni. I've got to graduate uni, guys. So, yeah, these uni graduations... A uni graduation in the UK... Literally, a uni graduation in the UK, to get the robes on, is their academy fun? How do I know what an... Oh, you're talking about secondary school. Well, school isn't fun, but it's necessary. School isn't fun, but it's necessary. So when you graduate... when you graduate uni in the UK, you've got to obviously rent the robes. but they have to know how big your head is, how big your waist is, how tall you are, because it's got to be absolutely 100% tailored to your body. So let's just say, guys, they've got to know your exact height, because it can't be, it's got to reach the bottom of your foot. So it's got to be exactly how tall you are. My Fair Lady, yeah. Oh, song. So My Fair Lady's one of them. What's the other one? For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. What? Harry Potter's a good book. Harry Potter's a good book. I do like Harry Potter. Yeah, education's mandatory in the UK, but you can be home educated, but education is mandatory in the UK. Like, you can't not be educated. But I turned in the P7. It was another piece. It was much shorter. What are you on about? Am I judging? No, you want to be, I want to be. It's either homeschool or go to school, or you're fined. Yeah. So I knew a kid in my school year. He basically stopped turning up for the next 2 years, and I think his parents got like fined 50 quid a week or something like that. Which 50 quid, if you're on low income, that is a lot of money. Legacy console. Old Minecraft. No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, random player. It's not. If you can't have Legacy Console Edition on the Switch unless you already have it. If you didn't buy it between May 2017 and June 2018, then you can't buy this version. No, not the beta. Bedrock Edition. Basically, Bedrock Edition Viper Venom only came. The Bedrock Edition Viper Venom only came out in 2018. That's low. 60% is quite low. I think mine was 96, I think mine was 96. I think mine was 96%. Can you yell really loud? No. So before the Bedrock, thank you. But yeah, what I mean, before the Bedrock version only came out in 2018, this was the console edition. This was the version that was on console editions before that. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo had this version. This version is the most loved version, Viper Venom. This version is what made Minecraft popular, because 4J Studios version, everyone absolutely, but I'd say maybe 30% was my med condition with the eyes. Oh yeah. I had it a lot when I used to just get ill a lot. I got in trouble when I was in like. I got in trouble when I was younger. When I was in school. It literally I had a document turn up, and it said about how much school I was missing. But the only time I ever missed school was when I was ill. I'm smart. I'm smart, but the thing was, I was smart in the wrong subjects. So I was smart in history. Geography. I've yet to hear you say in it. Because in my accent we don't say that. We say en it. We say n. We say it more. It's Someone is selling 38 European dollars on eBay for the Legacy Switch. Maybe. Because some of it, there's some question. What's the point of having school maths? You can just use a calculator. But back in the day, though, a calculator didn't exist, so you had to know it. Back in the day, though, Viper Venom, they didn't have calculators, and in fact, GCSE exams in UK schools, they force you to do a question. They'd force you to do a whole exam without a calculator. In the UK, you've got to do 3 maths exams. One of them you've got to do without a calculator. I'm in year 9. Yeah. Oh, you're in year 9. So okay, yeah. When you do your mock exams and exams in year 10 and 11, they force you to do, and one of your exams you do it without a calculator. I never did a lick of homework. Yeah. I was the thing with me, I was really smart in subjects. So like history, geography, RE, I knew a lot about. History, geography, RE, I knew a lot. I hated religious studies, but I just somehow was good at it. I was really good at drama as well. But the ones that I struggled at was maths. I really struggled at maths. The US education system is abhorrent. Wow, I think I know why that is though. America cut out a lot of subjects. I was talking to an American recently, and they were being a bit argumentative about how American history is great. And he was telling me some facts, and it was a bit... Some of it was stupid. I had a guy in my Discord server. He said to me about how America treats people with LGBT best. America's the most supportive country on LGBTQ+, whatever. And I said, well, it isn't, is it? The UK... He claimed that people in Europe persecute people that are gay, and I don't know where hell he's got any of that facts from, because that's not true. In fact, Europe is probably more supportive of people's rights than as people's personal rights than America is. Well, do you know what that is, Egg? Because the UK's become multi-religious because of obviously immigration, things like that, people coming to the UK, it's become multi-religious, so they force you to learn. I was literally forced. Eastern Europe, yeah. But his whole thing was the United Kingdom persecutes people with LGBTQ+, which is a load of shit. In fact, the UK probably supports people like that. The UK probably supports LGBTQ+ people more than America does. America probably respects them more. UK probably respects them more than. It's cool you're still live. Thank you. I've only been live for 2 hours. Yeah, but what I mean, the UK's become very multicultural, which is a good thing. Multiculturalism is a good thing, Egg. Multiculturalism is a brilliant thing. So you learn so much from the world because of multiculturalism. But multiculturalism's only good when you don't disrespect other people's culture. And the problem that the UK's got now is that some cultures are starting to overpower the other ones. And so... Oh, you're still streaming? Yeah, of course I'm still streaming. I've only been streaming for 2 hours. Today was a good life for the content and the amount of likes. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna stay streaming for a bit. It's only 4 o'clock. But yeah, talking about that, guys, though, when we're saying about things like that, That's probably why. That's probably why America's so divided, though, because all the states are different. Yes, so in a way, yeah. But so there was a guy in my college class. He absolutely loves culture, and then he turned around and told me that my accent should die out. And this guy in my class absolutely loves culture. This guy who was in my uni class absolutely loves my culture, and then he turns around and says my. Then he turned around and said my accent should just be left to die out. But I said to him, I said, well, this is traditional English culture. This is traditional mining English culture. This is traditional English culture, and he turned around and told me that my accent should die out, and I'm like, well, if you love culture, you want all cultures to survive, but telling me my traditional English, my accent, but him telling me my accent should just die out is wrong, because this is the my accent is a very traditional accent, guys. This is the accent. Because the chicken wanted to die. But yeah, this guy turned around and said to me in my class, he turned around and said to me, your accent's wonderful. Thank you, Swiss Rats. But yeah, this guy in my class, he loves culture. But he loves other countries' cultures. But he turned around and said why English culture should turn around and die out. Which obviously that's offensive. You know, that's reverse racism. This guy would have complained. That was not me, was it? No, this guy in my uni class. Our pizza's good in the UK. Pizzas are great everywhere. Yeah, this guy in my uni class said to me about when he said that to me, I'm like, if I turned around and told him about it isn't overly posh. It's not posh. This is working class. Posh people would talk a bit more like this. It isn't overly posh. This isn't a posh accent. This is literally get on your knees and work your socks off accent. This accent is the accent of the more traditional working class, which was shoved down the coal mines. No, parts of London are posh. Parts of London are posh. If you're from the West End, if you're from the East End of London, if you're from like, there's parts of London which are posh, but parts aren't. If you're from like Cambridge, yes, Cambridge people are a bit posher. But if you're from the bloody East End, if you're from bloody like West Ham or something like that, but if you're from like the East End of London, then yeah, the East End of London was more. Hold on. Yeah, basically, the East End, as they call it, the East End of London was always the East End of London was always called. That's true. Look, my sister does that. To be honest, Egg, my sister does that. She keeps saying intersection instead of junction. Intersection instead of junction. Yes, that built a country. That built a country. Yeah, my accent is very much the get up and I'm back. Sorry, somebody walked in the room. Bro, how are you moving? Oh, the console's moving by itself. No, I haven't. No, I turned my mic off because my dad walked in. No, but what I was saying, guys, is like, yeah, my accent is very traditional working class. Like working class people from my area would have this accent. Yeah. Yes, this is not my controller, this is the Switch Joy-Con, so yes, I do have Joy. These are the original Joy-Con. These are the original Joy-Cons from the Switch. So yeah, there is a bit of stick drift. So you should do a live teaching your dad to play Minecraft. Nope. I'll be back in a minute. Right, so I'm back. Teaching my dad to play Minecraft, no, he would not understand it, and he would not understand it because he doesn't understand computers. He basically thinks if a computer goes wrong, if the internet goes wrong, he blames everybody else. If the internet goes wrong, yes, it was just my dad asked me to check the football results from last night. So, yeah, so if I was talking about what was I talking about? Yeah, so my accent, guys, is very working class. That's very much get your grit, get everything together, and go out and work. That's the accent. Yeah, I can't drive, guys. I can't actually drive a car because I don't have a license and I've never learned to drive. My accent is West Pacific. Cool. Yeah. But the UK has so many different accents. Literally, you speak to someone and they're completely different. So my voice is quite light. But then my accent's really thick. Can you do an American accent? I can. We understand that we can save many lives. I am saying hello to you from the Calamative Joe YouTube channel. Well, yeah, the UK is very divergent culture, but I'm talking about English culture, not like accents from people that have. I'm not talking about accents that have come from other countries. I'm talking about just British accents, just English accents, just British, Scottish, just British accents, like traditional British, like English, Scottish, Welsh, Irish. There's so many different accents there that you can go from town to town and people can talk completely different. For an American accent, you have to pronounce yeah. I love a good American accent. I used to do George Bush quite well. My fellow Americans, I understand. The Caucasian people, yeah. Caucasian is white people, but yeah, the accent. The UK has so many different accents, and that's just that. Because foreign accents aren't really counted as part of it. It's like I've got a friend. I've got a friend. He calls himself British, but technically, on legal documentation, he's not. But on legal documentation, he's technically not. It's like I had a guy in my stream. He's American, but he says he's Russian. I said, well, what are you? And he said Russian. I said, but, and then he goes, but where were you born? He goes, America. So I said, so you're American then? He goes, but I'm Russian. I'm like, but you're not Russian. You're American. Your granddad may have been Russian. This is what I find interesting about America. You keep saying you're I'm half Irish, I'm half Scottish, I'm half Welsh. I'm like, you're not. Your granddad was. You're not. You're American. I love that. I love people saying they're part Welsh, part African, and things like that. I'm like, you're not. Your grandparents might have been whatever, but you're what you. Will you piss off? There we go. I was worried that that creeper was going to come up behind us. That's why I told the spider to piss off. I was worried that that creeper was going to come up behind us. I'm 100% Geordie. Yeah. I had somebody in my stream that he's American, but he believes American people tend to say that tend to say that they're everything under the sun because of their ancestry, but that's their ancestry. Yeah, well, they've always had that. You know when you sue someone, when people sue someone, suing started in America. People suing each other for shit started in America. Literally. Suing started in America where somebody sued her ex-husband for his liver. For his liver. And because they were the perfect couple, they were getting divorced, and she sued him for his liver, and she won. And then after that, people started just suing each other for everything. There was somebody, a guy in fucking Japan sued a guy in Japan. A guy in bloody Japan sued the train company because the train left 10 seconds early. But surely you should be on the train. I would have turned around and rejected that one straight away. You're not even going to say your accent because it's going to dox you. No, that's fair. Yeah, so there was a guy. This guy in Japan sued the train company because they left 10 seconds early. But surely you should be on the train with 10. You should be on that train before 10 seconds. Like trains in the UK have automatic doors, and they close 30 seconds before the train leaves. So, but then so surely you should be on a train 10 seconds before it leaves. What's my hardest redstone build? I don't tend to build redstone builds that often because I struggle with trying to work out how to do redstone. So the biggest redstone thing I've got is probably like an automatic door. That's pretty obvious. That's why you said Pacific, because it's basically Pacific. That's why you said a Pacific accent, because it's very Pacific. It's very specific Pacific because it's just a huge ocean. I mean, if you have a Pacific accent, you could even say that you're from bloody Australia, because that's the Pacific. I think it's the Pacific. It's huge. Do you know what? They've got a Pacific Union of like trade, and the UK's part of it, and it's like the UK's nowhere near the Pacific. Which is kind of funny. I think, what do they call it? Do I have an iron farm? I do. It's a couple of 100 blocks away that way. We're just going to kill some mobs in a minute. Just so I can get some XP levels, because I want to improve my boots. I want to improve my my boots. That would be kind of like a computer. What do they call it? Pacific trade. The Pacific. Oh shit! What was that? Right, whatever they call it, I think it's like a. Here it is. The Trans-Pacific. Here it is. The Trans-Pacific Trade Bloc or something like that. That's what they call it, and the Trans-Pacific Trade Bloc. So you've got Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand. I thought United States was in it as well. I swear the United Kingdom's part of it as well. Well, the United States was part of this trade agreement until Donald Trump went and withdrew from it. I swear there's another one. I swear the UK joined one of them. The C. That's what they call it. The CPTPP. That's what they call it. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. There's a lot of countries in it. It's all basically American. It's all basically countries on the Pacific Ocean and the United Kingdom. It's just bizarre. The United Kingdom randomly joined it. The UK is the Atlantic. Isn't that a slave trade? No, that's the Atlantic's the sea. It's not the slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade. That's what you're talking about. But there's a little bit of history they don't say about the slave trade. The slave traders didn't. The guys that the merchants. The first world concept. Well, the first world concept. The first world concept. I understand what the meaning is. The meaning is that you have the really developed countries and you have the undeveloped. Then you have the not so developed. You know the massive redstone builds that are like computers with wall? Yeah. Yeah, so right, so I understand it. Yeah, that's you don't have to believe in it. I think that's really just a concept. I don't think it's a concept. I think that's just reality. But the slave trade, there's something really shocking about that they hardly mention. Most of the people who were sold were rounded up by their own people and sold. Most of the slaves that were sold were rounded up by their own people. Because Africa was a very tribal kingdom land then. There was a lot of like kingdoms and little kingdoms and things like that. But the actual slave trade came from a lot of the kings were selling out their own people for money. So basically, it was slave trade. Slave traders were going down, buying them. Buying them, and then selling them, delivering them to somewhere else, and selling them for a profit. Which, were they monsters or were they just businessmen? And that was a cargo at the time. Because a lot of people say that they are monsters, which they are. But were they actually monsters? Andrew Tate said there's no way 40 Englishmen could take down 300 people without murder. Yeah, the thing with this, I don't get where you're going with that, Swiss rights, but the thing with the slave trade, though, is, yeah, a lot of them were businessmen. A lot of them were businessmen that were making a profit. That was a business venture. It was a business venture they could use to fund their other business ventures. But back in the day, that was a business venture for people. You know, before that, business ventures was printing pressing. Weren't they already slaves in Africa? Yeah, well, a lot of them were rounded up by their own people, and then sold to European slave traders, that's more sick. They should mention that in history books, because I find that more sickening, the fact that they were rounded up by their own people first and then sold out. That's the same as fucking hell, glow beans. But yeah, that I find that more sick. I find that bit more, that historical bit there, more sickening. The fact that a lot of them were rounded up. The fact that they were rounded up by their own people, and then sold out. So basically, there was people selling other people. That's the king. That's like Winston Churchill surrendering during the Second World War, selling out his own people. Well, no, that's like King George. That's like King Edward VI plotting to become king. He was willing to sell Edward VI. Edward VIII. King Edward VIII. There was a rumor that they were going to make him. The Nazis were going to make him back on the throne. If that plot was true, that would have been selling out his own people. In fact, one of the kings of Africa said when the British tried to end slavery in the 1800s, one of the kings of Africa literally responded, "I'll do everything the British asked, but I won't end slavery." And his whole thing, because that's how he got his money. That's how he got his money. Because Great Britain outlawed slavery. I think slavery was abolished in the UK in 1772 in the mainland, and then 1830 totally across the British Empire. And then they literally, Great Britain spent the next 40 years trying to convince America to end slavery. Amazing bit of history. Interesting bit. The British spent 40 years trying to convince America to end slavery, and it was only when Abraham Lincoln that obviously ended slavery for the United States. But he ended slavery. America say they ended slavery first. They didn't. Wow. I actually think Liverpool's goal should have stood. But Liverpool's goal, Slurp Games, Liverpool's goal against Virgil van Dijk's goal against Man City is exactly the same as Jake O'Brien's versus Tottenham a few weeks ago for Everton. Both Iliman Ndiaye and Andrew Robertson are definitely not interfering with play. Both goalkeepers are going the right way. In fact, in a different case, in the Everton case, Tottenham's goalkeeper Vicario actually made the save, but couldn't put enough strength on it to claw it out. So yeah, Liverpool's goal should have stood, in my opinion. Liverpool's equaliser should have stood, the same as Everton's equaliser against Tottenham should have stood. Anyway, guys, I might end the stream in a minute because I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I want to thank everyone for watching this stream, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!